Please help me welcome Susan Smily, Pathway Stepping Stones, Susan Smily. I'll move it.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, most often guests. It really has been quite a journey, moving towards the completion of a path and pathways, basically within 1 year of the inauguration of pathways in our district. What I came to realize as I started looking at pathways, I was a skeptic to begin with, and so I decided I needed to dig and learn about it. And I discovered that Pathways is a treasure chest. It's a treasure chest with many, many components. Pathways implies several paths, and before you start out, you realize that everything is hard before it's easy. We don't do calculus in grade 1. It's still hard in college. But when you start out and you see the enormous variety of paths available to you, it may feel rather daunting to make a choice. But Toastmasters does a relatively good job online of helping you pick and choose which path you want. And what you do is you choose one of 10 keys to that treasure chest and make a plan to move forward as you work towards what is it that's in that treasure chest that Toastmasters is offering us. So, let's get started. There are 5 main steps in every path and pathways, and we do one step at a time. Level 1, everybody does the same thing. You do an icebreaker. If you do more than one path, you do more than one icebreaker. One of the things I love about icebreakers is I think within Toastmasters, I know more about people that are in my clubs that I meet with once a week than I know about people I meet in other areas, because people become very open, very willing to share who they are. And we learn a lot of things in a very short period of time. Evaluation and feedback. As you said, one of the biggest gifts we can have is the evaluation. And researching and presenting. We start with an idea. We move through that idea till we get the aha. Usually I get my ahas about 3 o'clock in the morning, lying in bed, and have to get up and start writing. For my research for this one, I came across something in a book that said there was a period of time in 1560 when there were 5 women who were queen of European countries, all at the same time. Now, little lines. The 2 that are yellow, they were Queen Regent, and the 3 that are red were Queen Regnant, which meant they were queen in their own right, which is where regnant is where we get Regina from. I learned something just from that. But by doing this research, by moving around, going from the idea through the planning, the strategy, I accomplished the development of a relatively, I believe, interesting speech, and shared quite a bit of information in that 5 to 7 minute time frame. One of my main goals in Toastmasters is to be able to condense my talk. Also, along the way we gain confidence. For me, the confidence that I can do it in 5 to 7 minutes, that I don't have to take 10 to 12 to 15. And I got a certificate. Woohoo! You get a certificate at each level online, but you can go anytime you want to your path, click, look at the certificate. Level 2, for me, understanding communication style, effective body language, and introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. Another key of Toastmasters is the mentoring process. And I believe that now that I've finished the path, I can take the mentoring challenge and learn the full mentoring program. For my body language, what I did was I took my club members on a journey to the top of the Patella Palace, 13 stories high. I was very fortunate. I had the arm of a handsome, virile, young Tibetan man to help me up, because I actually did this about 3 weeks after I finished radiation therapy, because there was no way I was canceling my trip. And I got another certificate. Level 3, we're now starting to get a little bit more involved. Persuasive speaking, active listening, and understanding vocal variety were the keys in my path. And for persuasive speaking, I talked to my group about the microloan system of Kiva. The people that I've helped and what microloans are around the world. I had already done a fair bit of research into this, but pulling it together and offering it to the members, and hopefully to some of them to become lenders of people who have needs. My goodness, some of these people need $1,000 to move their business forward somewhere in the world. And I got another certificate. Level 4 became a bit more difficult, partially because the first thing I had to do was manage a difficult audience. Which it means that a bunch of you guys interrupted me all the way through my speech. Thank you very much. But I did a podcast, and this was probably one of the most enjoyable aspects of my path. I'd done some podcasts, blog, thank you, that's the word. I'd done blogs before, but I decided to try something different because I live a stone's throw from the Islington subway station. So I did a blog called Living on the Subway Line. And it took me from York University, memories galore. I lived in that building for the year 1965 to 66 and 67 to 68. There were no trees. There were almost no buildings. But I went from there to downtown. And I took a look around downtown at a variety of the sculptures and the architecture and different things that are coming up, putting Union Station against other places. I looked at murals from underneath the Old Mill subway station up to the murals on line 4 of from York Mills to Bayview. I took people along the Bloor corridor to my favorite theatre, where I spend a lot of time, Hot Docs, and the little restaurant right beside it where I can get wonderful, nice, spicy foods. And a walk along Kingsway during the Taste of Kingsway. And I got a certificate. So, as we move up the steps, we're moving to various levels of success. And as we all know, success, going back to everything is difficult until it's easy. There's a lot of what's involved in success that's hidden from us, from everybody else, not from us. That dedication, that thinking, the planning, the organization, the moving slides around at the last minute. Everything so that we can come out at the end of our level 5 and feel that we've had success, or at the end of our icebreaker. Level 5 involved a professional level speech, leading in a volunteer organization where I've been looking at my role as a sponsor and this particular project right now. So, all of these are aiming towards completing, reaching my target. What's my target? I tell you, I don't really know. I seem to be somewhat OCD about my Toastmasters and just keep going for whatever the next thing is, but why not? Why not achieve, why not find the key to unlock that lock on the treasure chest? To find out what exactly it is that I can gain as I reach my treasure chest. What's next? Well, I'm already on level 3 of my second path. There's a lot to do in level 5 on a path, so moving on another path at the same time is a fairly appropriate thing to do. And, let me see my thing. What am I looking for as I move along? Well, we talk about communications and leadership. As part of Pathways, I actually, as I was moving through Path 1, I moved through the various things that were necessary to achieve my Distinguished Toastmasters. That was very rewarding for me personally to achieve that goal, to reach that point of accomplishment where I could feel good about not just the process I took, but the help I gave other people en route. As I move forward now, I have a lot of involvement in Toastmasters going forward. As a matter of fact, I'm doing 5 speeches in the next 3 weeks, including a Pathways presentation. And I'm going to, when I go down to Virginia, I'm going to be coaching a club that's having some difficulty. And I'm going to, hopefully at this time next year, be standing here, doing Reflecting on Your Path, as I complete my Visionary Communications path. This was Presentation Mastery, which is a bit more understandable as a title than Visionary Communications. I'm not really sure what it means, but I try to communicate with vision, with humor, and I thank you all for helping me along my journey, and I'll see you along the path towards my next